Hello, everybody, Substack fans and subscribers. I'm delighted to be back again. Haven't had a real live person. I've been writing articles lately, but I have a real live person, my friend Deborah Levine. Welcome, Deborah, to the
Thank
Substack channel. Yeah, we've been talking about this for a long time, and we're both very busy, but finally got a time. So anyway, Deborah and I we're both therapists. We have that in common, and we are also passionate students of the art of flamenco.
you.
And so we have actually, I think, shared some classes in the past, both
Mhm.
dance and singing.
Mhm.
Yeah, and flamenco is a very special kind of music and art form, and it's spread all over the world now. But in Toronto, where we both live, actually not that far from each other, there's a lively little community which continues to grow, and there are a lot of performances of Spanish artists who come in and give workshops and all kinds of performances. So Deborah, what is it about you? I know you're American too. You're an expat, I guess.
Originally, I'm an expat.
Originally from New York
Thank
City.
goodness.
Well, you're in a safe harbor. Well, it's all relative, but
So far.
yeah, there's a lot going on in the world, and especially in the poor old USA. It's going through an initiation, we could call it,
Mhm.
a spiritual initiation, and the dark night of the soul, perhaps before the dawn. But we won't go there.
You're saying when you're assuming there's going to be a dawn.
Hope so. Yeah. Right. Well, there's always been something about the American people as a collective that it's really wonderful. There's a resilient, not resilience, but a ebullience, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Um, nowadays there's a lot of depression. We weren't going to talk about this, but here we are. Uh, but a kind of a cheerfulness and energy, and an openness.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
I think energy more than openness or cheerfulness. Maybe openness. I don't know about cheerfulness. There's
yes,
nothing to be cheerful about right
not
now.
these days, not these days so much. People
Yeah.
are upset and scared and angry and
Mhm.
sad. There's lots to be sad about, yeah. So in flamenco, there's sad and there's happy and there's angry and all those emotions, very
I
passionate.
think that's one of the reasons we as therapists really relate to flamenco.
Hmm.
It's all there. There's
Yeah, it's all there.
passion,
It's
sadness,
it's
there's
very real.
anger. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, it's hard to be just go through the motions with flamenco. There has to be a spark of passion, I believe, in order to be able to do it at all. Otherwise, it sort of feels weird. If uh, if there isn't
Well,
some kind of
I'd
a
say to do it well. I mean, I'm not sure that as a learner I have a spark of passion. I have a spark of, oh my God, I'll never do this. I'll never get this right.
it's so damn hard, isn't it? Oh, God.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they say
Uh, the
the
reason I mean, you think about it. First of all, you're doing arm work, then you're doing hand work.
mm,
What they call floreciendo, flowery hands, right?
right.
And then you're doing footwork, which is a killer, especially for the aging feet and the aging legs. Um, and then you have to put it all together. You have to put the arms and the hands and the feet. And then on top of that, you've got the tude. The tude is the attitude.
Oh, the toot, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you've got to
Right.
have an attitude. And that's probably the hardest thing of all.
What would you say is the basic attitude of a flamenco dancer or singer?
I'd imagine the attitudes of the singers are quite different from the dancers.
Hmm.
Would
I,
you agree?
I would agree, yeah. And just as I asked the question, I thought, well,
Yeah.
not really the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're not. I think it depends. I don't want to generalize. I don't like generalizing and everything. But I think some of the attitude is you come here. I'm
Hmm.
here. This is my space.
Hmm.
Either join me or just get the you know what away. To that.
Yeah, so healthy boundaries, we might say
Well,
in therapy, right?
I don't know about healthy, but there's certainly boundaries, and I guess if you consider the origin of flamenco,
Yeah,
it would be healthy because
yeah.
that was their space, the Gitanos, the Gypsies, their space of they had to protect their space because they didn't have much else.
They didn't have exactly. And out in the street and in the workplace, they were despised and spit upon, and a
Yeah,
lot of vocations were not even open to them.
yeah,
But when they, up in the caves above Granada,
yeah,
Sacramonte,
yeah.
the señoritos, which was what they called the elegant, rich young men, would
Hmm.
go up to watch, and they'd throw money up on the stage. So they were in control. These women of all ages, young, old, and so it was what would you call it? They achieved sovereignty within that space, and
Hmm.
so there was a kind of a defiance almost, like look at who's in the spotlight now. And so some of the, there's that kind of often the hand goes up, especially with the female dancers, as if no, back off,
Yeah, it's
exactly, yeah, or even pushing, yeah, right,
mhm, yeah,
yeah. Mm.
yeah, it's interesting.
And some of the cantejondo in the singing, they call it the deep song,
Deep song.
el
Yeah.
cantejondo, like the soleares, and the what's the other one, the seguirillas. There's a beautiful film I just rediscovered today, and it's called El Cante Bueno Duele. Good singing hurts.
And where's that from? Do you have it?
I'll send you the link. It's on YouTube.
Oh, I'd love
I
to
can.
see it.
I'll also put it in the underneath the video that people
Sure.
will see. It's beautiful, and it's the famous guitarist. What's his name? It's in black and white, I believe. And it starts with a little boy singing a seguidillas,
Hmm.
and he's talking about his mis fatigas. They use that word fatiga, so it means exhaustion, weariness, but also pain and sorrow. Todo
Mhm.
mis fatigas. I want you to feel my pain, and like I will feel your pain when you die. And Sigirias gets really deep and sad. I started crying actually, and he was being accompanied by a beautiful flamenco guitar.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to see that.
So you've been taking lessons with some of the teachers here in Toronto, both singing classes,
Mm. Yeah,
dancing.
not singing anymore. I took singing with Fernando, and I think it ruined my voice, actually.
Oh
It
no,
contributed to ruining my voice.
why was
Age
it?
did the rest.
Yeah, did you feel you had to force too much? Or?
I think I think there is there is an art to singing flamenco, and the technique, and it's not just doing it. You have to learn and
Mhm.
gradually build up. And I'm
Yeah.
sure Linda would probably disagree with me because I don't think it hurt her voice.
Uh-huh.
But I won't sing flamenco anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll listen to you sing.
Well, I'm tempted. I haven't done anything for a few years, and my voice is really
Hmm.
out of shape, but it's never too late to bring it back again. And
Hmm.
spring is on the way, so maybe a new cycle. And I wonder what else we could talk. Oh yeah, we did a workshop a few years ago,
Yes, we did.
and I just found the flyer on my computer. I was so lucky, and it was almost 10 years ago. And
Amazing.
yeah,
Uh,
and we
those.
did some great research. As therapists, we worked with people, clients, for years
Mhm.
and years, and we both discovered that healing can be sorry, flamenco can be a healing art
Mhm.
as well as a dancing and musical art because those rhythms with the feet and the movements and the syncopation, and it's really good for the brain, staving off Alzheimer's probably, and for the body and the emotional, the expression of the feelings, the passion.
Mhm.
You don't have to hold back. And then spiritually too, there's something called duende. Do you know what duende is? Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I wrote a review of Pan's Labyrinth for a psychoanalytic journal, and I talked about Lorca's idea about duende.
Oh yeah, Lorca. Yeah,
Yeah, but
Garcia Lorca.
duende, yeah,
Federico
he's
Garcia
the one
Lorca.
who came up with the idea. He loves flamenco.
He used to go up those mountains to Sacramonte. He was one of the señoritos.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
duende is the definition is really a spirit, but it's much more than that. It's really the what you can. If somebody has duende, they're phenomenal at whatever they do, whether it's flamenco, opera, baseball. Although I've never heard somebody say a baseball player has duende, but he could.
good, yeah. Yeah, it's a combination of attitude, the tude, and something spiritual. In India, there's a word called Gandharva, and it refers to musicians who are not only great musicians, technically or musically, but they have something else too, which is a kind of a magnetism, and
Hmm.
they affect people very deeply, large numbers of people.
Hmm.
For example, in our Western tradition, we have Paganini, who's the violinist, Paganini, and
Really?
yeah, when people would listen to him, they'd almost go crazy. It was so passionate into a frenzy. Or Bob Marley, even uh, people that just have something special in their whole routine. And so duende is used in flamenco when everybody in the room, the guitarist, the singer, the dancer, the bartender, the waitress, if it's in a bar or restaurant, it's like in the audience, everybody's just electrified and they sort of go into a unity, a unified space and become one with the music.
I thought that was I had never heard that definition. I'd heard the definition of the singer or the dancer as duende when they transform themselves or transform the art or transform themselves through the art. I
Mhm.
didn't realize it was a syncretic kind of a thing or synthesis.
Well, if they were just a singer and a guitarist alone, then they could produce duende between
Hmm.
them for sure. But if
And the
it's in a
bartender does because he knocks it back. So he's got it naturally.
well, I've been in a couple of performances in Spain where there was duende, and it was like the whole room was
Mhm.
electric. There's magic in the air. It makes the little hairs in your neck stand up, that kind of goosebumps.
Mhm.
But anyway, it's a whole category in itself. So
Mhm.
it says here, what do we do? Flamenco can be used to promote all kinds of health, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, using
Mhm.
aspects of flamenco song, dance, and rhythm. Two psychotherapists who are flamenco students will introduce you to the passionate art. Andalusian art, that's where it's from.
Did
So,
you say, oh, you said Andalusian. I thought you said Andalusian.
Andalusian, yeah.
And delusion.
Right. Well,
Well, the delusion is that I'll ever be able to do it well. That's the delusion.
sometimes it's called a cult, some of the people get so into it, obsessed with it, it could be a bit delusional. That's hilarious. Anyway, so maybe Deborah and I will put our heads together and our flamenco hearts and put together another workshop sometime.
That would
I
be
mean, it
neat.
was it was a wonderful coming together of
Hmm.
therapy and healing and psychology,
Hmm.
movement. So, just planting a seed. If you're interested, let me know. We'll put you on a short list.
Yeah, that sounds great, like a great idea. Good PR.
Yeah. So, Deborah, if you wanted to tell the world, all 200 subscribers out there, it's not a huge number, but still very select crew.
Sure.
And what would be your message about?
Flamenco?
Well, I guess we've talked mostly about that,
I would say buyer beware.
yeah.
Caveat emptor. It's not an it's yeah. I mean, I've been studying it on and off, I guess, for maybe 15 years.
Mhm.
I still don't get it. I consider myself a baby beginner.
Yeah, it's very challenging, and and there are some people who are so damn good, and I mean,
Mhm.
we shouldn't compare ourselves, of course, but it's something to aim for. We learn from the teachers. But other forms seem so. Jazz is not easy, but Latin dancing. Everybody has a
Oh,
good
that's a
time.
cinch.
Yeah, tango even. It's
No,
a little.
tango's not easy.
It's not easy, but people are sort of swooping around, having a lovely, gentle time. But with
Yeah, but
flamenco
I
is
think you do anything well. Even cumbia or salsa, you can do the basics pretty easily, but to really get good at something, it takes a lot of work.
is yeah.
Maybe not as much work as to be good at flamenco.
So buyer beware. It's not everybody's cup of tea, and
Mhm.
then and some people who are attracted into the art form, they do become sort of addicted in a way. There's something about it, uh, but it's fun. It can be a lot of fun, and there's lots of like flamenco parties and in restaurants, little shows, with local flamenco people.
Mhm.
And then, as I said, regularly. I
And
re Yeah.
there's also, I think it's the beginning of March. Well, right now there's a flamenco, there are 2 weeks in Jerez de la Frontera,
Oh,
a flamenco festival where you can
right.
take as many classes as you want, well, probably two or
Mm,
three a day, and see the best flamenco
yes.
dancers and singers at night. But there's also in New York every year, and I think it's either at the end of, it may be the beginning of March. We can Google it. 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I forget, I went down and I saw Sarah Barras or Barras. Oh my God, talk about an Energizer bunny. This woman didn't stop. It, she was
Yeah.
incredible.
She's a powerhouse. I've just seen. I don't think I've seen her in person, but I've seen videos of her.
She's amazing.
Mm,
I had seen her once before at the same New York festival,
uh-huh.
and I remember sitting next to people from Mexico, and they were very disappointed.
Hmm.
I said, "Why?" Well, because they thought flamenco was the costumes, the
Oh yeah.
polka dot costumes
Castanets
and the
and yeah.
castanets.
Right.
And she wore not one a typical costume,
Not one polka dot.
not one polka dot. But she was amazing. And
Yeah.
then she even got better several years later.
Mm, mm. So I could sing a little temple for tango, just to sort of,
Go
you know,
ahead.
at, at the fin de fiesta, at the end of the performance, all of the singers, the guitarists, they all do a little dance on the way off the stage. So
Hmm.
this is 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Join in if you like.
So,
Le 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 le, hi le 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 le, le 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 le, hi le 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 le, hi le 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 le, hi le 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 lao.
I thought there was a beginning of there's a certain beginning of um I forget which hollow it is. But it sounds like they do it at the beginning of the Don Quixote. You know what I'm talking about?
Hmm. The beginning of Don Quixote? No,
Of the film?
no.
No?
Is a temple like the beginning of a song? A temple?
At the beginning, it's like it sounds like a warm up. Da 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 you know?
I'm not
You
sure.
do know it, but no.
Yeah, I'm sure I would. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're referring to. There's the in Alegrias that go tiri tiri ti, ay 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 ay, tiri tiri ti, ay 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 ay.
No, and it's not da 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 at the beginning.
Uh,
Da 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 pero ay da 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 That's the
right.
beginning of an
That's
Alegría,
the
isn't it?
Alegria from Cadiz, the south of Spain.
Hmm.
Uh,
No,
well,
it's
it,
not.
yeah.
Is it the beginning of a Faruka, maybe?
Okay. Yeah, right. That was a dance that usually only men did, but now things are much more open. You have male dancers dancing in drag,
Oh,
women dancing. The farruca is much more fluid now these days.
well,
Uh,
that's good.
yeah, exactly. Well, So thank you so much. This was really
Oh,
fun, and
very good to have
just
this conversation with you.
spending a little time with you, renewing some of our memories, and who knows, maybe planting a seed for a future project,
That would be great.
and giving people a little taste of the delusional art,
And delusional.
delusional art form.
That was a spontaneous pun, but it fits.
It worked.
It does.
Okay, Deborah. Well, thanks a lot. And
My
just
pleasure, Hugh.
find the stop button here somewhere. Ah, there it is. Okay. Bye, y'all.